Welcome back to the Wizard Shop. The saga continues with the TR8. On the last video I left you guys hanging on a cliffhanger about what's wrong with this thing, and there's been lots of comments, and actually some of you actually got it right. We're going to go over who got it right and what's actually wrong with this vehicle. So without further ado, let's do the big reveal. So a lot of you in the comments section had all kinds of different ideas of what could be wrong with this thing, from anywhere from shorted wires on the steering column to issues with wiring in the dash, or something's melted on the exhaust, or different things of that nature. But a few of you actually got it right. It was pretty much dead on. Russell Wood said, isolate the starter and check for ground issues. That's correct. We're going to show you why that's correct here in a minute. And Dana Vixen says it's a dodgy earth or something in the bad connection on the engine strap between the engine and the body. And again, that's correct. So I'm going to reveal to you guys exactly what I found. And it totally makes sense once I tell you. So let's head on over to the other side of the car and I'll show you what I found. The issue turned out to be a bad ground between the engine block and the body. And what was happening was, as I'll show you here in a minute, whenever you will go to crank the engine or just the normal engine running, pulling amps, it was trying to find somewhere else to be able to run ground to. And it wasn't able to do it through the ground that they had. It found another place to do it, at the steering column. And I'll show you how in a minute. But let's take a look why it was grounded badly. Right now I've got it to the actual block with some grease on it. But if you see right here this little bronze bushing, that's where they had it grounded. And that bushing in between the aluminum bracket and the bushing itself is so corroded it wasn't making contact. It barely was even working at all. Once I moved it to its new location, the sparks completely stopped. Down there on the starter, you can see that I added a ground strap just for good measure. It would work without it, but I just added one anyway because I just want to be sure that this doesn't happen again. So we have doubly good grounds now. With the history that these things have with fire and catching on fire and grounding issues, I just don't want to take any chances, so I went ahead and ran a second ground. With these grounds in place, I can't even make it spark anymore. It won't do it anymore. It's completely fixed. Let's go take a look at how it was making it to the steering column. Let's head over to the other side. So I've got this exhaust manifold on the driver's side out. And one thing that I noticed when I was looking at the steering shaft is it was physically rubbing. It actually it rubbed a circle through the steering shaft. I'll show you guys in a minute. The steering bushing in the firewall is missing, and the reason why is because the previous owner, removed it. So at least that the steering would work. It's kind of shoddy the way they did it. I've taken a small ball peen hammer and just massaged this a little bit, and it will clear just fine once I'm done. But it was going through the block, through the headers, touching the steering column, and going up through there and routing through the body. That's where our sparks were coming from. Let's take a look at the steering shaft.
Look at this lovely shade of plaid here. That looks like a shirt I would wear on a Sunday.
Where'd you come from?
Well, I live here.
Oh, you live here?
Not really. I'm here to pay a bill, your favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
It's kind of like getting a hug from a chubby grandma or something, you know. It's soft, but it's kind of wrong too.
It's kind of wrong. Chubby grandma.
That's a bad descriptive.
But you're one that you've never met before,
right?
A stranger.
Yes.
Well, we've got the spark issues handled and figured out.
It won't burn to the ground?
It won't burn to the ground.
Well, it will, but it won't.
Not from that.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, then, goodbye.
Oh, God, you pulled the whole steering column. What'd you do, Hoovy? What the hell?
I guess you disconnected something.
It's a clown car now.
I just used that to get out. Was it supposed to do that?
I had it disconnected. I don't think it's supposed to come all the way up like that.
Well,
You broke his car.
this is all right.
So anyways, you can see where it was rubbing on the header. There's a ring. I'm going to go right to it, right there. That's where it was making its ground path. So once I actually disconnected the steering shaft and laid it aside, the spark stopped, completely stopped. So I knew that that was the ground path. I removed this header so I can massage the edges of it and get it where it'll clear. And we'll be able to put a correct bushing back in there. It won't do that again because now it has a proper ground path and they won't be touching the steering shaft. That'll take care of that. But in order to figure out the rest of the car, I have to get this stuff done first and fully put back together. And that has been isolated and figured out. Now I can move on to the next issues. It's just very, very time consuming. But for some of you that made the comments, were absolutely correct. Congratulations. You got the prize, I guess. There's no real prize, but so a lot of you have mentioned some of the videos. You'd like to see how some of the tools work, where the oscilloscope or the power probe. And I actually have a power probe set up on our little shop forklift to show you what does the tool do, why does it exist, and what kind of things you can do with that tool. So we've got a long ways to go on this one. We've got parts ordered. Until I get the parts in, I can't put this stuff back together. So we're going to go ahead and put on hold on this. We'll move over to the forklift. Okay, we're at the little shop forklift. I chose that because it's got a little wiring harness that's real easy to get to. We're going to show you guys what a power probe is and what it can do. I've got it hooked up to the battery, and this is a troubleshooting tool for power and grounds specifically. That's what it's for. So I'll show you what this thing can do and how it can save you some time and make you some money in a shop. This is what they look like. This is an older model. I actually prefer the older model because it's simpler. They have some newer ones with a color screen and all kinds of different things, but basically it's got a long cable with alligator clips that hooks to your battery. I've got it hooked to the battery right now. And you hook this to ground where you could, if you want to ground something or whatever, but here's the tip. And through this tip you can contact, like on this harness I've got the split apart here. You can check for ground, check for power. I'll demonstrate that now. It'll beep and actually light up a little light. When it lights up green and makes the low pitch sound, that means it has found a good ground. So if that's supposed to be a ground wire and you're wondering, I wonder if that's even got ground to it. You just touch it. And yes, it's got ground. On this other connector we can look for power right there. It turned red on a little red light and it made a high pitched noise, a tone. And it shows how many volts you have in the little window, 12.6. So if we're checking pins on a connector and we hear this, we know we found a hot, that's power. If we hear this, that means we found a ground. So it's real quick. If you're looking at a connector and I wonder if there's got power to this or that, you can just touch it. Yep, it's got power. So that helps you deduce powers and grounds real fast with that. Another thing you can do with this tool, with this switch, is not only can you test for a ground or check for a power, you can give something a ground or a power through the tip. I can push the positive upwards and it gives power through the tip to whatever I want. If I push down on the switch, it gives a ground through the tip to whatever I want. So we're going to use this little connector here that runs up through the steering column, and with this little tool I can check several different circuits and give power to them. That's the start circuit. I know that the starting circuit works in here. Let's try a different one. This has an electric fuel pump on it, and I can turn that on from here. You can hear it. As soon as I let off, it stops. There's a light on the dash, an oil light. I can make that operate. Let's say if we're questioning, does this bulb work? Is the bulb out? Is it burned out? We haven't seen it work in a while. You can do this, touch the wire to it. Boom, questions answered. No more diagnosis needed. It lit up, the bulb works, the wiring's good. These are probably about 170 bucks, 150 bucks. Some of them you can buy them for 100 bucks, just the tool only. But we're going to put these on our affiliates page. They're very, very handy. It'll be in the power tools section of the affiliates page. Also in that section is the little relays, it has a switch, the switch relays that I've advertised. But this tool can save a lot of time. If a car comes in and it says the headlights aren't working or something's not working, I can cut a whole bunch of steps just by opening a harness, click, 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 okay, and I now know what's wrong, what's going on with this particular issue. On the Triumph, where I showed you there was a bad ground, it was actually, they were trying to ground the main ground cable through a little bronze bushing. When I would touch that with this tool, it wasn't a nice solid green low pitch tone. It was kind of intermittent, and I knew right away that's a bad ground. If you have a ground that's intermittent or very weak ground, it will tell you on here instead of a solid tone, it'll be a chattering type tone and let you know something's not right here. Also the same thing with a weak power, 12 volts or 6 volts or whatever. I actually found what's wrong with the Triumph with this tool. It's a very, very handy tool. This is also very handy. I've used it on trailers, like trailer lighting. I can just sit there with the plug and say parks, backup, brakes, running lights. I can check ground, everything on the whole connector with this tool, and just really cuts a lot of diagnostic time down in half or more. So let's head back over to the Triumph, and I'll mention a few other things and close the video up. So in some of the comments you guys mentioned on this Triumph that this is a positive earth car, and that's wrong. It's incorrect. Here's minus sign on the battery, which is ground. Negative earth goes straight down to the body. So this is a negative earth. Positive on this battery goes straight up to the starter and runs the rest of the car. On a positive earth system, this positive cable would go to the body, but it doesn't. So just wanted to clear that up. And some of you mentioned in the comments that the owner of this car, I should just rip all the harnesses out and put all new harnesses in. That's not going to happen. It's not really cost effective, and the customer is not interested in doing that. And just as I've said many times in my videos before, my motto is, if you're not paying for it, I'm not doing it. I don't do charity work, so if he doesn't want to pay for it, we're not doing that. Again, check my Amazon affiliates page. You'll see the power probe that I showed you. It'll be for sale in the power tools section. Any tools that you've seen that I've used, especially in this Triumph, check that Amazon affiliates. There'll be tools for sale there too. Hoovy has probably purchased some of the tools, haven't you?
I've definitely enjoyed your power probe more than once. I think that's a very good tool, a probe.
A probe?
Probe.
Not that kind of a probe.
Oh. Well, never mind then.
So anyways, we also have merchandise for sale. We have coffee mugs, shirts, hats. Check that out. If you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button, hit the little bell. Many more cool Wizard videos to come. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I hope it helps you in some of your diagnosis and some things that you got going on at home. So again, we'll continue on with this and get this thing going for them, and thanks for watching.